Hello, Zero here, and welcome to episode 5 of my Lobotomy Corporation lore run. So, from the previous episode, we had a couple of major plot developments. First off is the cognition filter, which kinda explains the art style and also makes sense in terms of, well, the lore. Then the next day, we take a step further and we're introduced to B, which also, yeah, further pushes the whole idea that not everything in Lobotomy Corporation is what they seem. Anyway, let's just continue on with day 11. We also unlocked the training team, but we haven't read the description of the departments. So the training team increases the growth rate of all agents. So plus percent in their growth, essentially their XP gain. And also, the longer an agent stays in the department, the faster they grow. Then again, you really don't want people to stay in the training team for too long. You want to shuffle people around. So you farm them, max them out, then you move them to different departments. The training team is in charge of composing and regulating company policies and various management procedures. They also run general purpose training programs to help employees adapt well to their new departments. Also, we got this very long abnormality story. We'll look at it once we enter the game. As for the plan for today, I am going to continue farming Quinn for our for our instinct, which is our prudence. So for the others, just take a quick look at what we have. For fortitude, we have pretty much all of these in the information team. This for fortitude. For insight, we only have currently one sin. Can use fragment, though it's kind of iffy. For attachment work, we have a lot of attachment work. We got the old lady. Let's just check the ego suit. I'll just send Vera there for farming. So ego suit, yeah. For attachment, we got these three, old lady and fragment. Then finally, we've got for repression just a little helper, all around helper. And we shall research this using, I think I'll just send Victor over. Victor has an all around ego suit anyway. In terms of the ego suit, it's an all-arounder. As for the rest, it's 1.3, though I don't think the Dakota's gonna die anyway to the temperance loss. Alternatively, I can just let Dakota farm something less challenging. Oh. Yeah, Dakota can handle that, so it's injured in black. So Dakota's going to handle this, Vera's going to handle Old Lady. Tom, not yet. We'll just do that later. As for fortitude, I can start farming fortitude for the others. 2. Adam, I can let Adam farm fortitudes. Who else has 2? 3. So Adam, Galena. And I can also let Tom farm though? Sure. Tom can farm this. This is red too. But I can just trade with Galena for the armor. London, and London can have that. London's not gonna do anything. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good place to start. So it seems to be 2 mascots that look like shrimp. And a vending machine. They're kind of well cheers though, so yeah. First off, let's just randomize what we are going to do. 4. Okay. Repression and send Victor over. He's got 1 justice. I don't know if they're gonna die or not, but eh. Okay, Dakota needs to go there. Vera needs to go there. This one is going for Galena. This one goes to Adam. This one, who else needs to? Fancy. Or Fancy or Chloe? I could give it to Quinn, but Quinn is working on Prudence. So I can just give it to Pansy again. Insight, Quinn. Oh wait, if I really wanted to make sure that I succeed, I can let Victor get some extra temperance. And do some repression work. Old lady. That should be Vera, and this should be Dakota. So we got a Cliffos meltdown. But we're not really at risk. Piece of cake. So it seems to design. The vending machine overwhelms Victor with its shiny neon lighting. Shrimp are delicious no matter how you cook them. Boil them, fry them, whatever. Okay, so these are shrimps. There's a rumor floating about that people have been abducted onto a fishing boat after drinking an open can of grape-flavored soda. They drank it and looks like they are fine. Now for Spider Bud, who is the last one, can let Pansy do that again. And Quinn can do that again. Next one. That's not Galena, right? This is the one working on Forsaken Murder. Adam. Adam took a bit of damage. I think we can let him heal a bit first. Where's Adam? Okay. Adam can work on it. And has Galena healed? No, Galena hasn't healed up yet. Right, let's go back to F0552. Upon completion of the work process, a canned beverage is discharged from the vending machine. The type of beverage that is emitted seems to vary in correlation with the work type. Test result W1. A red can is emitted. The employee who ingested the beverage said it had a distinctive aroma and sweetness and expressing a feeling of heightened energy after. Following the test, the physical health of the subject was confirmed. We didn't take note of the color of the can, but I think it gave a positive effect, so I think we're not supposed to worry about it. Dakota still has enough health. And Victor's still full, so we can randomize 1. Alright, let's try 1. Which is insight work. Instinct work, I mean. Victor. That was the meltdown. You can now build 2 more. Let's just wrap that up. You can also build a couple more, but I'd rather get the weapon first. More attachment work for Vera. Let's just let Vera heal for a bit. Right, Vera can now handle that. Can let Dakota go back just for healing. Ooh. Well, that was bad. Victor, my subordinate, has died because of your incompetence. Nothing will be able to compensate for the employee's death. Let's look at blue drink is emitted, colorless liquid. 2 purple can is emitted. So I think what happened was we got a bad result. So yeah, we'll just have to retry again. Victor doesn't have that much temperance though. I can give it to someone with even more temperance. That's 40. Galina's already 46. Who has one? Pansy. Yeah, I'd rather give it to Pansy instead. Let Pansy do it. So, insight doesn't seem to work. Let's try something else. Instinct doesn't seem to work, so let's go for insight. Should take note of the can though, but as we've seen, it's most likely because we had nope. I'd let Pansy get more notes. Certain amount of damage, okay. So that shouldn't be a problem. Let's move Adam. No, not Adam. Quinn? It's going to work here. Quinn. Adam needs to go down. For the Forsaken Murderer. And Dakota needs to go here. All around helper, let's send off Galina. Send off Quinn. Can send off Vera. Send off Dakota. Then let's send off who else? So this should be Adam, right? Oh, Fancy now has the notes, so you can try doing some inside work. Oh, and the spider bud needs to work on the spider bud. I can work on it. Forgot who was supposed to work on it. Probably Pansy. So we'll just... Hopefully Tom can survive. Let's see if Tom can handle that. That was a blue can. So, not a problem. Let's just continue doing the inside work. Inside work seems to work fine. Let's continue that. We already read that in the previous run. That's a blue drink, purple drink. And let's let Quinn handle that. And again, Adam. Seems insight's the best. When work result was bad, do not take any drink. So that's what happened in the previous run. We can't let someone have a bad result. Now we also have a lot. And that's weird. Instinct should be high, but I guess we just got a bad result out of it. Now, for the story. This one's a wall of text. So previously, the employee just drank the can that they gave out. Now, after that, the leader told us it's time to move, and he said he got a van rented for us. We all thought he was an awesome guy for that. I hopped in the van with 2 employees from the Horde and 1 guy from the same department as me. Leader said it was gonna take about an hour drive, so we could just nap if we wanted, so we did. Weird thing was, though, I went to sleep real fast. Like, real fast. Like, the moment I shut my eyes, I was out like a light. I have insomnia, but for whatever reason, I fell asleep so fast, and... Sigh, that was my big mistake. Anyways, I was sound asleep, but then I heard seagulls, and was like, what the fuck? Seagulls? Yeah, at first I thought it was someone's phone alarm, but then I heard waves crashing. I was like, man, this is way too real to be a phone alarm. So I opened my eyes to find myself lying on the deck. I was on a goddamn boat, Lobotomy. An actual real-life boat. I knew I was screwed the moment I saw a shrimp hopping around. Sent chills around my spine. Wanted to believe it was all a dream, but I swear that shrimp realistic flying was a sobering sight. The realization crushed me like a hammer, and I was surrounded by people who looked like they were the crew. They were all beefed up. It felt like they'd put me back to sleep with force if I said something wrong. One slip and I'd be swimming with the sharks. The crew was something around 10 people, including the captain, boatswain, cook, and all that. They chuckled at me while spacing out. The guy who looked like the captain walked towards me and asked me about my height and weight. I asked him when the ship goes to port. He told me it'd be about a month, but I shouldn't try and run away or anything because they already made a deal with my people. I had no damn idea who my people were, but I was too scared to ask. Then the other crew members called me over for lunch. They were making instant ramen, putting shrimp, crabs, clams, and all sorts of other stuff in it. They told me to stop acting like I was about to jump into the sea and try their ramen. I said no at first, but they laughed at me again, saying there aren't any sleeping pills or stuff like that in it, and gave me some anyway. Man's gotta live, so I ate it. Tasted better than I expected it to. As soon as we finished it, they told me they were going to teach me how to adjust the ropes. Pretty much gave up at that point, so I simply answered, sure. All I could see anyways was these little islands that no one would have a chance at surviving on. For a month, I learned how to pull out fish traps, fill bait boxes, repair fishing nets, cook some ramen, get coffee, and all sorts of stuff. Kept getting better, and I got to the point where I could prepare mackerel, sashimi, and fish stew for the crew. Everyone complimented it. Said I could open a restaurant with that stew. Later on, we went through a couple of typhoons. Zem and I started forming some kind of bond, companionship. Whales were becoming a common sight at that point. 2 weeks in, the captain told me I was pretty good and asked me if I were interested in officially joining the crew. When I thought about it, I would have been fired from the corp anyway, so this seemed like a legit opportunity to make a living. This was the first time I ever got a compliment after all. What am I doing now? Well, I have been promoted and now I'm living fine. I have found true happiness in cracking open a cold one after a hard day's work, covered in seawater and sweat. I'm at the port now, but you gotta take off soon to catch some more shrimp. Never know what your future holds, bros. Sometimes I think about those other folk who were at the meetups that day. Not that I really want to snoop around and find out though. I just try to keep a positive mind. Want to say they're hopefully doing good just like me. Oh, it's time to sail out. See you guys. And yeah, that was a pretty long story. Anyway, back to our mission. Got half the energy. Think this would be a time to do that. Let's just let Dakota heal for a bit. Now we can have... was working on Pansy. And let's just let Pansy... I mean, Pansy was doing fine, just doing purely inside work, so well, let's just continue doing inside work. Attachment, Vera again. Right. Now our unlocked information, open can of well cheers. This, as expected, just a sign. It deals very low damage. Unfortunately, if you get unlucky, you're just gonna freaking die. Well, I think that's the rest of the story. And good thing we're gonna get a gun out of this. So it's just 2. Can't complain, it's still a gun. And a very tacky suit. But again, it's still better than nothing. I think we're better off doing this. Then I'll just let this finish, then this finish. See if the fragment... okay, just still 2. I'll let the old lady finish. Then I am going to combine that and that, so we can quickly deal with the ordeal. Where's Galena? Galena's still not fully healed, but with that armor, 30 of done shouldn't be a problem. Also need more guns. See about the damage that we have taken. Velasquez took a bit of damage, but not that bad. The earlier you get ranged weapons, the less of a problem you're gonna have with these guys. Alaska still has bit of damage going on. London took a bit of damage too. Okay, London took a bit of damage. I'll just let London and Galina's gonna have enough. Anyway, I don't think London's gonna. I don't think they're gonna have a problem with that. Just double check if someone is heavily damaged. Nope. Still a survivor. Rip at the 18. Oh, 18 survived. That's nice. Unfortunately, the training team was all dead. Moon is pretty easy. Violet Moon is pretty easy, so no need to worry about it. But I'd rather finish this off and get some guns. So Vera, go back there. I mean, I can return that. So who needs some extra insight at this point? Quinn, it's already working. I think it's better for Quinn to do that. Or I can get Quinn to get the notes after Pansy returns it. Yep. Then station yourself here. And go farm Prudence. We've got 49. One more and we can get the grinder. So I'll just get Galina to farm it also. So that was a blue. That was good. Right, no more story. So basically, this is just a story about an abduction. I think it's an urban legend, as far as I know. Doesn't escape, so it automatically kills anyone who fails it. Go get 2 guns. Now that's RNG for you. If somehow you fail the checks, even the strongest agent can die to this. Right, that's 1 gun. And 1 more. We'll also have Grinder Mark 4. Old lady's full of solitude now. And yeah, that's good enough. I don't need to force myself to continue this. Maybe just one more so that I can get that armor. Get Quinn. Maybe just one armor. Hopefully this is enough to give Quinn Prudence, at least Prudence 3. And that's that. Let's return it and let's end the day. Birthday complete. No one got promoted. Quinn is just Prudence 2. Well, what do you expect? It's just a Zion. Galena now at Fortitude 3. Pansy still at Prudence 2 though. Was expecting Pansy to be a bit higher. Vera and Dakota also aren't that high. Still need to let them farm even more. Alright, that's it for this day. Let's randomize. 3. People have been committing sins since long ago. Why do they commit sins knowing it's wrong? It's a good day. Are you still shy today? I am coming to you. You will be reduced to ash like me. And as our randomizers told us, it's going to be 3. I am coming to you. You who will be reduced to ash like me. What do you think of the Sephiroth? Don't you find them somewhat lacking in certain ways? You have the liberty to disregard whatever they may say. However, please be kind to them. This is the burden we must bear if we want to advance their departments, so to speak. I have never had any serious discussion with them. They seem to be uncomfortable conversing with me, most likely due to the fact that I am a superior being. Even if they are secretly jealous of my superiority, there is nothing they can do to change that. After all, I am the most advanced AI in this company. Oh, hi. You're not angry, are you? I am Hod. I'm in charge of the training team. What we do is... accidents happen in the company. And Lady Angela said about half of those accidents could be easily prevented if the employees showed more initiative. So the training team provides employees with a work manual and sufficient training. To try and reduce the number of accidents. We also help employees that are transferring to different departments in adapting to their new workplace. I'm not very skillful in many areas, but I will try not to be a hindrance at least. In fact, I've been testing out a new employee program these days. I don't know if it'll work out, but oh, want to know more about the program? As you know, the company is quite demanding. Even though we run consistent checkups, many of our employees regularly lose their sanity. I know exactly what it's like. I mean, I don't directly interact with the abnormalities, but I know what it feels like to lose yourself. I'm not sure if employees will like my new program, or if it will prove to be helpful. I can only hope. It's all thanks to you, Miss Hod. I I feel so much better after talking to you, as you suggested. I am finally free from all those horrible thoughts that used to haunt me every morning. No, no, it was your courage to bare your heart to me that really solved the problem. I just showed you where to start. I mean it. I'd probably hung myself now if it wasn't for you. Anyway, Miss Hod, you really did save my life. I'm so fortunate to have you as my Sephora. You're a really, really good person. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm so glad to see you getting better. I heard you'll be transferring to a different team soon. I hope you do well there. Please make sure to not forget the conversations we had. Of course, miss. I won't. See that, manager? Your program's really working. Want to be as helpful as a person I can be here. Because the harder I try, the more lives I can save. For first mission for the training team, I want to help. I am a part of the training team. Make instructional manuals and train our employees when needed. But there are some things about field experience that the manual just can't teach. I'm sure you'll guide your employees well enough to survive and be better people, right? So our goal is to promote 2 levels to a higher level. This is kind of a bit random, but we will eventually get 2 agents to promote at the same time. But yeah, without the mod, we can't really be sure whether an agent will be promoted the next day, because the leveling up system is somewhat random. Now we got a new one. Looks like it's a Tet. It's just 12. Takes the form of a girl burnt to ashes. Even though there's nothing left to burn, the fire still doesn't extinguish. Now, I'd rather give this guy again or the new one. I'll hire a new person. Raika. So for ego, I'll give them a gun. We have enough weight. Can give Pansy a gun too. Grinder. I'd rather give Coat as a grinder. Vera. I could give Vera the gun instead. I'd just give Vera the gun. And Raika's gonna have the penitence. As for the ego suit, can give Raika the all-rounder also. Don't want to give people, as mentioned last episode, I don't want to give people solitude because of the weakness. Anyway, while we're still here, it's a good time to read up on the flavor text for our new ego. Grinder Mark IV. The sharp sawtooth of the grinder makes a clean cut through its enemy. Its operation is simple and straightforward, and that doesn't necessarily make it easy to wield. As machines have no morals of their own, there was no clear boundary between good and evil. This disregard for value is precisely reflected by the weapon's reliable dicing force. People used to be afraid of machines in the beginning, but the mechanical rebellion soon became a myth of the past in our world. For the soda from the Welchiers, it's just Zion, but it's very fast. Good enough to deal with Amber Dawn ordeal. This ego was last extracted by an employee who particularly loved shrimp. A pistol painted in a refreshing purple. Whenever this ego is used, a faint scent of grapes wafts through the air. And we also unlock the armor. Suit of armor that feels like you're wearing aluminum. It's quite light for armor, so it's rather comfortable to wear. Some say it smells of sea salt when worn for a long time. And that's that. As for our plan, Adam is now raised up to level 3 for Fortitude. Galena is also Fortitude level 3. I can let Pansy get more Fortitude. So I can let them trade. Either that, or I can start working on Justice. It's also another possibility. Pansy's the only 2 left. And Quinn. What are we going to do? So we're just going to go with Temperance again for these guys. Same, Dakota is going to do the same. I can let Tom go for 1 sin. As for the rest, I can let someone do more insight from Well Cheers. Who else is 2? Quinn can work on this. Pansy can work on this. Then Galena, I'll just let Galena do some justice. Or I can trade again with London so London can get some justice. Galena. Nope, we traded weapons. So Galena... Coda is that. London, we can get both have that. So we need to trade the armor. Still the strongest, except of course for the grinder, Mark 4. So London's gonna farm Justice again. Then later on I can let others farm Justice again? No, I'll just let Velasquez have it. No, I'll just do London. Next day I'm going to let Velasquez. We don't have any armor. I'm just going to need to farm more armors first. Then this guy. So, looks like a plan to me. Let's proceed with day 12. Take a look at our new abnormality. So girl burnt to ashes. FO102. Who is going to work on that? Well, we'll know soon enough. Let that. And Tom. Okay, station Tom there. London. Who else is Fortitude 2? Quinn. Right, I'm just going to wait. And who else is... Oh, I'll just let Victor do it again. Victor has the all-around armor. And... Old lady. Barry's going to work on the old lady again. Now for the randomizer. For the randomizer. Let's try repression work. Victor. This one is again Dakota. This one is Tom. And this one is Pansy. As for the insight work, I can let anyone low enough and let Christopher do it. Sure. That's it, Christopher. The entries on F0102 are almost complete, so as long as we remain cautious, work will successfully finish with her. We are taking a bit of damage. F0102 has in the corner room as soon as Victor enters the unit. Sure. That's a clear false meltdown. Not an issue. It's... Okay. When it's normal, it lowered with the normal probability. So what we got was not good. Let's just assign it there. Then see what the random is. 3. Going to try 3 again. Christopher. Then Vera's not gonna die with that. I don't think Vera's gonna die with that. Who worked on Forsaken Murderer? Quinn. Let's just let Victor heal up for another 15 seconds. And Tom. Spider Bud. What's the last one work? Can't see. So, attachments. Okay, we got a Fruit of Understanding. It's pretty weak. I think with these guys you can handle it. F0102 hides in a corner. Yeah, we already ordered that. See if our people are taking a lot of damage. Victor took a lot of damage. Of course. Raika not so much though. So that was a poor result. Let's see if it breaches. Still hasn't breached. We are lucky. 2. Let's try insight work. Heal up, then we are going to try insight work. Vera, we're going to need to heal Vera first. Okay, with Vera on the way, we can proceed with the useful stuff. Forsaken Murder, that's Quinn. Swan, this is Tom. This one's Dakota. Victor still needs to heal probably 2 more times. Oh, just 1 time should be enough. Thanks to that armor. Victor stands perfectly still, as if burning flames do not hurt her one bit. Ashes scatter around the containment unit. Half of the match still seems unburnt. And that was a good result. When the work result was bad, the Cliffhouse counter lowered with a high probability. F-0102, who had escaped, exploded after being near their target for 5 seconds. Many of the staff nearby sustained burns from the incident. A matchstick impales the girl's body like a stake. Usually the match is always lit, while the abnormality shows no sign of activity. Because of this, employees often speculate that the matchstick may be the abnormality's true body. However, recently, the ashen figure was seen crying, according to witnesses. Okay, so normal and bad is bad, but they have a target. We need to find that target before or while we are suppressing it, so we don't die. So the work is complete. Workday is complete, but I think we can still do more work. Fancy with spider buds. Sarisha. Just send Chloe over there. Attachments. Again with Vera. Again with Dakota. Again with Tom. Depression, we can wait. This one's Quinn. This one's Christopher. We have enough. Yep, we have one. We need one more. And yet, let's YOLO this. Insight seems to work, so let's just continue doing Insight. Let's end the Sarisha before we accidentally mess up. And Insight is calm, and Instinct is common. Insight is high. Attachment is low. That's kind of expected given our results from earlier. Let's just let this finish up, and I guess we can let Pansy do one more work here. There's no risk of the noon to happen. Hopefully we get someone, well, a bunch of people promoted. Hopefully. And that's done. Let's do more of that. Probably do that next turn, next day. But as it stands, I'm not going to risk Violet Noon. I'd rather complete the workday. Oh, I want to help was completed. Thanks to Quinn being upgraded. Also, Pansy. Thanks to that fortitude. I guess that last spider bud work was the one who pushed it. To promote Pansy. Anyway, that's that. Right, so we are nearing 1 hour. If we're lucky for today, I might be able to finish this day. If we're unlucky, I'm just going to cut the episode there. And yeah. So we got 2. Tell the kid today's treat is going to be grape-flavored candy. It's his favorite. Someone's persistent gaze can be felt from the keyhole inside the machine. 105, tales say that the moon bewitches man, yet in reality it is the man that despairs the moon. So, again, we are going to get 2. The first truth I will tell you is, do not trust the AI at your side. In this day and age, most AI possess an intellect at least 10 regular people combined. Some can even imitate human emotions with ease. However, they can do things you are not aware of yet. For example, some AI can lie. Rather, to be more precise, they can withhold information. If the controller of an AI is given the order to not share specific information, it has no obligation to tell the truth to anyone other than that controller. Some advanced AI may exploit such an order to tell lies, reinterpreting the meaning of the command. I've programmed an AI before. Well, participated in the programming to be exact. That's how I know for a fact that an AI will not necessarily tell the truth. In case you doubt what I'm saying, I will send you a program for your monitor that I developed myself. This key will function like Pinocchio. The nose will lengthen. Color red means untruth. This is a test version, so it can only be used once. Thank you so much for doing that favor for me, manager. I've been feeling real confident lately. Odd, I hear you have a new distraction. Ah, Lady Angela, are you talking about my counseling program? Thank you. Yes, shut it down immediately. But why? My program has been helping the employees. Don't delude yourself, Hod. You don't sincerely believe that counseling can be of any help in this place, do you? But I want to continue it, as long as there's an employee who needs me. What about Tiffany? You said my program helped her cope with her stress. Tiffany? Tiffany Brown, who recently transferred to the safety team? She was suffering from bipolar disorder and addiction to enkephalin. We expunged her records this morning. What? She had terminated her contract with the company in a completely permanent fashion. Her mental corruption was at peaks higher than 90%, and she committed suicide. I bet she said something like this whenever she came to you. Miss Todd, you're helping me so much, but I think I'll need a bit of enkephalin on top of your counseling to ease my melancholy. It's just a little extra, of course. You prescribed highly addictive substances as if you were handing out candy to children. And what about Netsa? You gave him the substance as well. I temporarily gave you access to enkephalin because I determined you could use it for your counseling program to reduce the stress level of the employees. And yet you've only been creating drug addicts. Netsa told me he wanted to introduce a program to his team. And you fell for it? You should have noticed that he was lying as soon as you saw his hazy eyes. Pod, your naive compassion is only driving things to become worse around here. Your program is hereby terminated. And as I have told you and other Sephiroth countless times, there is nothing as redundant and pointless as building a personal acquaintance with the employees here, especially for a Sephiroth like you. The employees will do anything to coax whatever they desire out of you. They have nothing left to lose. They won't even feel any guilt about it. Next mission, Unwanted Kindness. As you probably know, Manager, the employees are graded into several levels and are promoted solely based on their capabilities. You should try building up your teams. The more experienced employees you have, the more reliable partners to take on harder tasks for you. So our goal is to promote an agent to level 4 or higher. You want to expand the trainee department and get going with the management? I'm sure that will be very useful, manager. Now we have our research for the training team. Really, none of these are really that great. They look great, but the improvements aren't really that good. It's just minor. It will add up in the long run, but as it stands, it's not as big of a deal. Like these two, agent growth and new hire agents, they're not as big as you might expect. On the other hand, this can help. So for example, we got another Amber Dawn. They will survive a little bit longer. But in the meantime, I'll just take this. Education materials, increase speed of agent growth. Educational manuals will be provided to help our employees learn faster. Mechanical abnormality capable of walking on its own. So it's 16, looks like it's Hay class. We have a bunch of people who might be able to be level 4. Velasquez is one of them. Also London. I'll try to upgrade London and Velasquez to a greater level. So we need prudence and temperance. I can get temperance here, and I can get prudence and temperance from the fragment, so easy enough. Alternatively, I could send London off to the Welchers. On the other hand, just as I can just get Velasquez to work on this guy, the helper. But let's hire Bong Bong, Angel. Already have Angela, Mary, Orga. Sure. And just basic ego. I can give Velasquez that suit. Or you can just have the soda. Okay, and we are going to look at this guy. And this guy. So I'll send Victor over to this guy. Pansy, what are we going to do with Pansy? Maybe Galena? I mean, we just need insight work. I can just send London over to work on insight here. So these are going to be the insight work. Insight, temperance, Velasquez is going to farm fortitude, and Victor is going to try this guy. See what will happen. First, again, Victor. And let's see what our randomizer gives us. 2. Right, Victor. So it's an automaton that can walk. Mechanical abnormality capable of walking on its own. Alright. Again, that is insight work. Is that 4? Yeah, is that 4? Victor. The warning to not look at 0576 has caused many employees to fall curious, leading to many a terrible incident. Okay, it's bad. When you feel an unrelenting gaze upon you even while you're alone, it's already too late. Ooh. Okay, it breach containment. Right, let's retry today. See what we can do with that. So we tried insight, it failed, and unlike normal abnormalities, it didn't wait until we finished. So, yeah. Let's try again. Let's try attachment work. So, warning not to look at 0576 has caused many employees to fall curious, leading to many a terrible incident. Now, breaking the Lauren rules, this is a run breaker. If you are going for a blind run, this is a run breaker. If you didn't take note of what is said here, you will fail. And I will show you what will happen if you don't look at it. If you don't take... Okay? So it will fail. So point is, the warning is you should not look at the abnormality while you are working on it. And it's a very strong abnormality. Let's see what happens if we try to suppress it without looking at it. Okay, they are a bit afraid because it's pretty high level. But they were able to suppress it. So again, the only thing you need to keep in mind with it is you have to not look at it. And for many people, this will be the first, probably one of the main abnormalities that will end blind runs. Some other abnormalities are higher level that may need to look it up in the wiki, but out of all of them, this is the lowest level. So that's why I'm breaking character right now, breaking the lore run rules. And yeah, I think it's a good time to end the day anyway. It's already over an hour into the run, so let's just end this day. So that's episode 5 of the lore run. So see you in the next episode. Again, episodes are uploaded to my YouTube channel. New episodes are available at 0 UTC or 8 AM Philippine time.